So hello, everyone. Welcome and thank you for attending our live virtual information session today with our employer, Valdez Educational Services and their tutoring positions. I am John Paul Hernandez, your employer relations specialist for CSUSB, along with Jackie Aguayo, your event coordinator. In a few moments, I will introduce our presenters. First, I'd like to explain some of the functions available to you during the presentation. In the bottom of the screen, you'll see a Q&A chat option. Feel free to type any questions that you may have throughout the presentation, and we will go ahead and address those during the Q&A portion. In this presentation today, you're going to hear directly from Valdez Educational Services about their tutoring jobs, how to apply, and of course, connect. And with that, I'd like to introduce our employer partners, Chad Brommer and Aaron Valdez. Go ahead and take it away, team.
All right, thank you, Mr. John Paul, appreciate it. You want to introduce yourself, Chad?
Yes, good afternoon. My name is Chad Brammer. I'm with Valdez Educational Services. We are here today to speak with you all about a great opportunity that we have that will be made available to students here. I'm going to hand this over to Mr. Valdez. He's going to give you a little bit of an introduction and some background information about our company.
Hi, it's a pleasure speaking to you guys here at the college. I appreciate you guys spending some time with us. If you guys are interested in working with children directly, then this is the place to do it. We have direct contact with hundreds of students. We work with foster, homeless, special needs, and low-income families here in San Bernardino City Unified, and we really appreciate your time. So to give you a little bit of background on what we do is we give direct services to all of those students. And what direct services really means is you will be individual one-on-one tutoring students, third through 8th grade for Atlas, and I'll get into what the Atlas is, and special ed is K through 12. You do get a choice to tutor in one or both of the genres. You just have to let us know. But this is a unique way to actually, especially if you're in going to college to work with children on any level, you'll have an opportunity to do this one-on-one and make a direct impact on these kids' lives. And really the way that I want you guys to view this, don't overthink the academic portion, and we'll get into that, but this is relationship building. This is about making relationships with children that have a need, and the need is academic, but it's also social emotional. And we will talk about that a little bit, but really, what I really want everyone to focus on is that this is a relationship building type of job. The academic portion, most of our kids are far below basic. So it's not like we're doing any AP calculus or any of those things. We're just trying to get the kids up to grade level and have them have some sort of a role model, some sort of older brother, older sister type of relationship. And if you love work, we always say this, if you love working with kids, you're going to love this job. So we have two programs that we're hiring for. One is called the Atlas program. The Atlas program is for foster and homeless students. So they may be living with grandma, they may be at a group home, and the tutoring is done either at the home or at the school site. If you're at the school site, that's directly after school up until 6 o'clock. And then if you're at home, it's directly after school all the way up to about 8 o'clock in the evening. There's two things that make our company unique, and I'll get it. And one is that you get to be able to tell us how many hours that you want to work. We will not assign you hours. You tell us how many hours you want to work. And the other thing that makes our company unique is that you get to make your own schedule. And I truly mean that. And I'll get into the scheduling in a minute. But let's get back to the Atlas program. The Atlas program is working with our foster and our homeless kids here in this district. It is homework help. So you're helping them with homework and projects from anything that they have to do. However, I'm going to go back to the relationship building portion. If this is a tutoring position where you think that you're going to sit across from a student, you're going to dictate what they do, that's not really what this is. First day, second day, third day, doesn't matter which day. It's all about relationship building with those students. You want to get to know their needs. You want to get to know their likes and dislikes, and then share a little bit about yourself with them as well. Some of these kids have had trauma. Some of these kids have, most of the kids are wards of the court. If you're familiar with that term, all that it means is that they have been removed from their parents' custody, and now the court is now their guardian. So they could be, again, living with grandma, living with auntie. They could not be living with any relatives at all. They could be living in a group home. So it takes a unique person to have empathy for these kids, knowing that they've gone through some sort of trauma. And again, it's strictly homework help. So you're just, when you're with them after school and you go through the homework, remember, it's about having the relationship in order for them to be able to trust you. If they do not trust you, then they will not move forward with you, and it's going to be a challenge for you. So if you have a challenge making relationships with young people, this probably is not the job for you. But again, the Atlas program is strictly homework help. The academic portion is not the challenge. So just keep that in mind. I'm going to pass it over to Chad. He's going to go over the special ed program. He actually directly oversees that in terms of, there's a software program involved, and I'll leave it up to Chad to explain the special ed program.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Valdez. Okay, so taking it back a step, with both of these programs, it is homework help. It is what we're really trying to do with both student populations is provide them with consistent academic support. Consistency is something that many of these students have not received over the years. And what we're trying to do is give them that consistency. So what ends up happening, and Mr. Valdez will go into the scheduling dynamics of each program, but basically the students receive 3 hours of tutoring per week. And what we do, we get the families to commit to a schedule. But basically, when you're with these students, we work out the schedule, whether it's Monday, Wednesday, Friday from 4 to 5, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, whatever it is, it's 3 one-hour sessions. You're with the student, and your goal really is to really figure out what homework they have on their plate. Where do you want to best invest your time? But you will become very familiar with your students. You'll know their strengths, you'll know their weaknesses, and then your goal really is, in a perfect world, to be able to go through all of the homework, make sure that they gain understanding of the material. Some days they might not be able to complete all of it, but your goal really each day is to get that student to the point where they understand it well enough so even if you're no longer present, they can finish it off by themselves. But basically what you're doing, you're working with the student, you're identifying what homework they have on their plate each day, and you're working through it with them. In a perfect world, they understand it, they complete it, and you have a chance to check it. So that in a nutshell is really what you're doing. It is homework help. It is primarily grades 3 through 8. It's after school, it's 1-hour sessions, 3 days a week. So we have the Atlas student population where, again, these are foster youth, the homeless student population. We also have another program that we're working on in conjunction with the special ed department. And that program really goes back to the whole concept of the learning loss. Everything that's happened since COVID really hit and really created a significant negative impact on a lot of students. So what has happened, there's been a point now within San Bernardino City Unified School District where the special ed department has become a bit overwhelmed by the number of referrals they're receiving. These are referrals that are generated for them to formally assess these kids to see whether they should be classified as special ed or not. So rather than have these kids wait around to be added to a list to be formally tested, the district has been very proactive with providing these kids with service. That's where we come in. That's where you'll come in. These students are now being assigned to us. We're giving them 3 hours of academic support each week. It's 3 one-hour sessions, but that time is really divided. That's the big difference between the Atlas program, where it is strictly homework help. This second program it's really, in a perfect world, it's 50% homework help, and 50% of the time, these students are working on a software program called Let's Go Learn. This is a program that is being used throughout the district. It is foundational skill building. So the idea is to get these kids to have 12 hours of seat time within the software program, with you there providing them with assistance. So it's not that they're just logging into a computer software program and they're working independently. No, you're there providing them with instruction along with the software program to really build up those foundational skills. With this program, the students are going to receive 24 to 27 hours of service. So the idea is you're helping them with homework, but at the same time, you're getting them to put in some hours on the foundational skill building program. All of what that's going to do, it's going to generate data that will then be provided to the school district where they can make a determination on whether the student is struggling primarily due to learning loss and whether they really need to be formally assessed for special ed status. It could be that maybe they can be fine just if we're able to provide them with just additional support. So really, you're coming in and you're really being a tool for the district to help them make a better determination on the next step for these students. Bottom line though, for what we're looking for individuals who are good on the academic side. You're able to adapt your tutoring style to match the learning style of the student. Each child can learn, they learn in a different manner. So it's really you getting to know the student and tweaking your style to match up with the way they learn best. So in a nutshell, that's really what you'd be doing. It's working individually with kids 3 hours a week and working with them to help build up their skills. I know Mr. Valdez spoke about the whole concept of building a relationship with the kids. What we're really looking for individuals who are going to be energetic, enthusiastic, who enjoy working with students. We're not looking for anyone who's going to come in and be a disciplinarian with these kids. We're looking for someone who's going to be very encouraging, someone who's going to help build these kids up, build their confidence up. These kids are struggling in the classroom. So the idea is they look upon you as someone who's there, who's going to help them and therefore build that level of confidence. They're going to go to school each day, having the homework complete, having a better understanding of the homework, and therefore they're going to be more confident in the classroom. They're going to participate more. We've done this. This is not our first go around doing this. We've done this for several years. And the difference, the impact that you all can make with these kids, it's phenomenal. So we're looking for individuals who want to be a part of that. So if this is for you and for many of you, some of you all are studying towards getting your teaching credentials, it's a great opportunity. You're going to be working with students. Some of these kids are going to be tutored at the school sites. It's going to give you a jump start on really gaining some contacts at the district level. We've had many of our tutors over the years, they started working for us. They tutored at a school site. They got to know a principal. They got to know some of the administrators. And when they got their credentials, they segued right into jobs at schools that they were already familiar with. So it's a great opportunity for you if that's something that you're looking to do career-wise. It gives you a great opportunity to work with kids within the school district. Mr. Valdez, am I leaving anything else? Anything?
No, that was a great explanation exactly of what we're looking for. If you guys really want to make a difference in these kids' lives, we will support you at every level. The way that we view it as a company is we have the student in the middle and you are on the front line. You're representing not only myself and Mr. Brammer, but you're also representing everything that we believe in. I live in this district. I graduated 6 of my 8 kids through this district. I still live here now. Our company is in downtown San Bernardino in an office building downtown. We're invested in this community. We are trying to get these kids the best help that we can. And to be quite honest, that's you guys. You guys have always come through for us, have been great supporters of the program. And a lot of you guys go on to do great things with these kids. Some of you guys that we have hired have been with their tutors, have been with their students, for many years. You have that opportunity in the Atlas program where you get to keep your students. And then if you we retain you and you come back next year, you have your same students. So you have an opportunity actually to grow year by year with the student. And let me just say, our tutors are well received. They really love what you guys do, not just the families, but the district, the teachers. And we have a way where we have something, a Google Docs in place and a weekly report where you guys are in contact with these teachers and all of the other stakeholders, even the parents, to get involved even further into these kids' lives. That is our goal. That is our purpose. And just know you have a company that will support you at every level, whether it's manipulatives, whether you need us to talk to families for you, whether you need us to talk to administrators for you. We are here for you, to support you, and we want you to get rid of all that outside noise so you can just focus on the student, and we will help you with everything else. So that's, like Mr. Brammer said, that's exactly what we're looking for. Now let's talk a little bit about the scheduling, because I know that that's probably you're thinking in your head, I get to make my own schedule, I get to call my own hours. I'll tell you exactly how it works. We're open over a 7-day period. Tutoring starts after school till 8 o'clock and then all day from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. on Saturday and Sunday. But you get to make your own schedule. So what you do is you figure out your commitment to your school, if you have family, if you have extracurriculars, anything that you have. If you're not available all day Tuesday because you're in school, maybe Sunday you don't work because of church, whatever it is, it doesn't matter. You figure out all of that, and then whatever time is left over for Valdez Educational Services, that's the time, and you make slots for each one of the kids. So let's say it starts, and I'm just giving you an example. Let's say they get out at 3 o'clock. You can start as early as 3:15, go 3:15 to 4:15, 4:30 to 5:30, 5:45 to 6:45, and then 7 to 8. If you wanted a full day. If you don't want a full day, if you can only work 2 hours that day, maybe 6 hours another day, maybe 5 hours, whatever it is, it doesn't matter. You make a schedule that fits you. Then we supply you with the students, and I'll go into detail after we hire you guys to show you exactly. All you're doing is calling the parents and you're filling your slots in. If each student gets 3 hours per week, and let's say you found out you have an additional 15 hours that you can devote to Valdez, just divide it to 15 by 3, and that's 5. So that's 5 students. It goes in 3-hour increments. So you would go from 15, if you wanted more hours, you'd go to 18, 21, 24, or if you wanted less hours, let's say you're at 15, you wanted 12, then you go to 9, and 9's usually about the minimum of what we'll hire you for. We want you guys to have at least 2 or 3 kids. We are not trying to manage you if you just want 1 student. So just keep that in mind as well. But the scheduling works great. It works around your schedule. It works around whatever you want it to work around. If you want to take a day off just because you want that day off and you don't want to work that day, then that's fine as well. You make your final schedule, and then you fill the slots with your kids on your schedule, your time. And that's what makes it unique. And that's usually what attracts a lot of people that want to work for us, because we're not assigning you arbitrarily hours. Here, you got 20 hours and you're going here, 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 here. No, it doesn't work that way. Like I say this, and I'll say it in the training, and I'll say it in the interview. This is a job for grown-ups. You could be 18 and be a grown-up, and you could be 50 and be a child. And what all I mean by that is maturity level. This is a place where you self-manage in terms of make your own schedule, adhere to your own schedule. That's it. It's real simple. And if you love working with kids and making a difference in the city, you will love this job. It will be unlike any other, especially if you're thinking of becoming a teacher, because teachers usually have a 30-to-1 ratio, 35-to-1 ratio. This is 1-on-1. So the impact that you have on these students' lives is more significant than any teacher could have during the year. You are with these kids more than the teachers individually. So you're going to really get to know what your students' needs are and how you're best able to help your student.
One thing that I want to mention to you all and make sure that you understand, the program format of this, it can be done either face-to-face, or we do have a percentage of families that they want this done via distance or virtually. So, we do have both.
That's a small one, Chad.
Yes.
let them know. That's very minute. Most of them don't want the distance learning because of COVID last year. So if you're interested in strictly virtual, there's not a lot of that available. I would say 10% out of 100 would be a fair number for you guys. So don't hold on to the virtual too much, because it's really not there. It's really for students that the parents might be sick or any of those things where they don't want people coming into their home. But most families want face-to-face in their home, at a library, or at the school site.
Next steps, if this is something that really interests you, if you look in the chat box, you'll have my email address there. I need your resume. Send me your resume. Let me know that you're interested. You can strictly say you saw this presentation, you're interested in working, and attach your resume to that email. I will get back to you. I will schedule, I'm going to be interviewing starting next week. We do have positions that are available, pretty immediately. We have students who we need to get matched up with tutors. So this is a position that literally, if you get me your resume, the sooner you get me your resume, the sooner we can begin the process. We can get you interviewed, we can get you background checked and cleared, and get you trained, and then get you in front of these kids. So, don't wait too long. These slots, these positions will fill quickly. So the sooner you send us your resume, the better the chance that you will have an opportunity to work with us. So, don't sit on that, get that information.
And just so you guys know the process, you'll send your resume to Chad, then you will interview with Chad first. After that, if Chad passes you on to me, then you'll interview with me face-to-face here in the office here in San Bernardino. You'll come to our office, you'll see our whole layout, you'll see our curriculum, all those kinds of things, and then you'll interview with me. If those two interviews go well, then we'll schedule you for a training. The training's about 2 hours long. It will be here at the office here in San Bernardino, and I'll have different training dates that will be available to adhere to your guys' schedules. Once the training is over, and if you get fingerprinted within that time, you will be able to start as soon as your fingerprints come back cleared. I cannot put you in front of children until your fingerprints have been cleared. Now, you're going to need both the FBI and DOJ check, and let me tell you how that works. You guys will initially pay for it. I have a place here that's $64 for both. If you know of a cheaper place, you can go there. However, if you choose to use the place that we have, or any place, you hold on to your receipt, and we will fully reimburse you for your live scan once your assignment is over. But you have to complete your assignment in order to be reimbursed for your live scan, but we will completely reimburse you for that. Anything else, Mr. Brammer?
I think we have covered most, if not all of it. The main thing, again, is if you like working with kids, this is a very easy job. This is something that you will enjoy. This is something that you will actually look forward. These kids will look forward to working with you. They'll look forward to your visits. You will look forward to it as well. It's a very rewarding job. It's something that I think, if you like working with kids, it's as easy a job as you will find. So, it's one-on-one, it's homework help, it's not calculus, it's basically reading and math. It's, sitting with the student and making sure they understand their material, they complete it, and it's done correctly. So it's very simple in terms of what you're going to be doing.
Please, what I don't want you guys to do, and sometimes this happens, I don't want you to overthink the position, okay? If you're able to make relationships with children, everything else is easy. There's nothing that's difficult to what we do. Paperwork is very minute, but it's the relationship building. It's gaining the trust of those kids. That's your challenge. And if you know you can make that challenge, again, you'll love the job. I promise you that.